Thank you so much, guys. Yes, you're right. I'm here with Danny Rensch. Welcome, Danny, to our show. Dash just said that you're chess chief officer of Chess.com. It's really nice to have you here with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Danny, I have a different idea for this interview. If you don't mind, can you please close your eyes and imagine the chessboard? What if I ask you some squares and you will tell me if it's dark square or light square? So imagine F6.
Dark.
Dark. If we speak about C7.
Dark.
If we go all the way to G8.
White. Light.
Right. And then we go to C2.
White. Light.
Exactly, yes. We always use words like white and light. Thank you so much, Danny. I just wanted to show that good chess players can do it so easily. They can just blindly name the squares, if it's dark or if it's light. And here we have your book, which is called Dark Squares. And my congratulations with your book. And I just wanted to ask you, like in life, can we easily understand if the squares are dark or light?
Well, that was quite the segue. Didn't see that coming, but and it's a good question. I think it's probably a lot easier to tell what the dark squares and light squares are on a chessboard than it is in life. That would be my answer to that.
Exactly, and now we can see this beautiful video from Q Boutique. Yesterday at the Chess Hall of Fame, you were signing the books for those who wanted to have them signed and who have already read them.
That was a lucky fan there named Yasser Sarawan. He was so lucky.
Yes, he is very happy about it. And I was also so lucky to have my book signed. It's here. I'm halfway, but I already love this book. Danny, I think you did a great job, but tell us a little bit about it and what is it about for all chess fans?
Yeah, so contrary to maybe what some are still wondering, it's not a chess book, although it is heavily about chess and the chess world. It's a story of how I grew up. I grew up in a spiritual collective that I have come to realize with lots of years was a cult, and a lot of things that happened in my childhood that were traumatic oddly put me on the path to chess.com and everything that I do now today in the chess world. So it's a story of my relationship with this cult that I grew up in. It's a story of my relationship with the cult leader, with my mom, and ultimately sort of figuring out my life through that stuff on the way to chess.com, and also has the behind the scenes of my side of the biggest scandal in terms of cheating anyway in chess. And so it's got a lot to it.
Speaking about also the scandal and also the fact that St. Louis, it happened here in St. Louis Chess Club, and we are here right now in the new brand, reopened St. Louis Chess Club. What place the club has in your book and in your heart?
Well, the club has a special place in my heart. I think it has a special place in everyone who is an American chess player or has watched what they've done over the last 20, 30 years now. I don't even know. I think I was talking with Rex just outside there and saying that this event here reminds me of the first ever Singfield Cup, which also only had 4 players. Here we have the four best chess players in the world, maybe, right? I think it's the first time Magnus and Gukesh have actually competed against each other on U.S. soil, if I'm not wrong about that.
Actually, yes, I think so.
I think that there's a lot to what the club has done to really put the United States back on the map as a location where the most elite chess happens, right? I think before the St. Louis Chess Club, you really didn't have these types of caliber events happening in the United States. So I think in terms of, yes, the club also was center, and I'm sure no one wants to talk about that any more than I don't want to talk about it, but it is something I talk about in the book when it comes to the cheating scandal. But the club's legacy and what the club does for chess obviously goes way, way beyond that moment. And this type of event really feels special because it feels like the start of something new again in a weird way. The reopening of the club, the fact that the top 4 players are here, Magnus, Gukesh. So this is a special moment.
Exactly. So we have 4 players, and I wonder who am I rooting for, and what do you think about the format?
In my position, I can't really root for any of the players openly. I want to see the best chess. I think I am rooting for the format, and I will say this: I love anything that innovates and adds stakes to every game. I think one thing we tend to struggle with at times is, hey, if an event is already over, how do you keep it meaningful? We do this in our own Speed Chess Championship by having a little bit of money on the line with every game. I think that idea here is also in play, and the fact that the games are worth more points as the days go on, I think keeps the stakes high and it keeps the fans engaged, even if that guy right there, Magnus, or that guy right there, Gukesh, happens to dominate, there will still be something to play for throughout the whole event, which I think is really important. And so I am openly rooting for the format here to be something that is permanent in St. Louis and that they try again. Hopefully it's not just an aberration, because I do like the format a lot.
Yeah, exactly. We're all looking forward to see what will happen in day number 2 and 3. Once again, Danny, congratulations with your book. And can you tell us where we can find it if those who still don't have it would like to buy the book?
Well, if you're here in St. Louis, you can get it just across the street at the World Chess Hall of Fame. The club was generous enough to buy a batch of books, and like you said, we did some signing yesterday. So there's still some books over there for purchase, or you can do what people do, which is get it on Amazon and all that stuff. But yeah, if you're in town, you should definitely come over to the World Chess Hall of Fame.
Thank you so much, Danny, and I hope we'll have the second volume one day, like second book with next years of your life. Yes, describe. So it's time to go for the commercial break. Once again, thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.